Okay, so what we have here is a top-down, bottom-up screen shade. Typically when you have a screen shade or a solar screen, they actually go from the bottom up. So you'd raise the shade and the screen rolls all the way up off the chain, goes all the way into the headrail. On this particular product, it actually goes the exact opposite. It raises from the bottom. So as you can see here, the shade will actually go down inside of a cassette system down on the bottom. So there's a bottom cassette fascia system that holds the inner tube on the bottom that has a spring system inside of it. When you pull the chain up, the shade comes up. You can stop it wherever you'd like. You can bring it all the way up. So again, as a farther back here, you can see that you can bring the shade up halfway, anywhere you'd like. You can bring it all the way up to the top. And you can see that it goes right up to the headrail at the top. Now, what you've got behind there is another fascia. So there's a spring and tube inside the headrail here with your standard clutch. Goes all the way across inside with what we call a floating rail. And this is the floating rail that goes up and down. So again, as I lower this, now what you can barely see here is there's a very, very fine wire that goes down there that supports the floating rail. It's this one right here. So it supports a floating rail on each edge, so you don't actually even see it when it's down. In fact, it's very hard to see at all unless you look for it. So again, we can lower this down, put it at any height we want, and just bring it all the way down. And again, when you want full view and not worried about privacy, it'll just go all the way down inside that bottom rail. And again, here, you've got a wide open look. All that you see is a fascia on the bottom, the cord tensioner, the chain tensioner in this case, the chain, and the upper fascia system going across there. And then if you, like I said, if you look real close, you can see the small filament lining that holds the floating rail. Again, this is a top-down solar shade sunscreen roller shade.